Pope Francis has died. The Vatican announced early this morning that the pontiff passed away overnight, just hours after celebrating Easter.
Now, we give you a live look at the Vatican City as crowds are gathering right now to pay respects. The 88-year-old pontiff's death comes less than a month after he was released from the hospital after a 5-week stay for double pneumonia. Yesterday, he made a brief appearance in St. Peter's Square to bless tens of thousands of people who gathered there. Doug Luzader joining us live from Washington this morning on the Pope's life and what comes next for the Catholic Church. Doug, good morning.
Good morning. And we, of course, knew the Pope had been facing some significant health challenges, but this news may still come as a shock to Catholics around the world. Pope Francis spent some of his last hours visiting the faithful. Perhaps defying the wishes of his doctors, he celebrated a final Easter in public before the news of his passing began to emerge.
It's both, stunning and shocking in one way, because yesterday the Pope was out in St. Peter's Square. He rode in the Pope-mobile. He gave the blessing from the balcony of St. Peter's, and, he looked very animated.
In a statement, the Vatican said, "The Bishop of Rome, Francis, returned to the house of the Father. His entire life was dedicated to the service of the Lord and his church. He taught us to live the values of the gospel with fidelity, courage, and universal love, especially in favor of the poorest and most marginalized." The white smoke emerged from the Vatican back in 2013, signaling a new era for the church. Following Pope Benedict XVI's stunning resignation, the Cardinals selected Jorge Bergoglio as the next pope. Choosing the name Francis, he became the first Latin American pontiff. His humble ways and soft touch regarding church doctrine appealed to many, but also sparked controversy.
I know you've not been feeling great, but it's good to see you in better health.
Just yesterday, Vice President J.D. Vance visited briefly with the Pope, a warm exchange despite some divisions.
Buona Pasqua.
In recent appearances, the Pope's battles with respiratory issues had clearly taken a toll. His absence will leave a void now for a church that Pope Francis sought to lead into a new age. Okay, and next we'll begin the age-old process of selecting a new pope, with eligible cardinals gathering in Rome to select the new pontiff. Brandon and Shannon.